Libra, happy June 2017. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. This is Dark Dove Tarot. Again, I hope everybody's middle of the year is going well. As you know, my reads are based on love and relations. I'm actually going to be focusing more on people who are single or anybody who's looking to possibly reconcile. Because that tends to be the people who contact me for private reads, email me directly, etc. So if you're not happy with that and you want me to add relationships back in, feel free to let me know. You can message me about it. But so far, nobody's had any complaints. So again, I'll bring in relationships if, you know, it comes to the forefront, but it's not going to be split up like it has been. Also, as you know, I move pretty fast. I have a lot to say, a lot I want to get out without taking up too much of your time. I've already pre-shuffled like I always do, but I added a little more energy when I started talking. And again, check your sun, moon, and rising, as it's always important to see if those are going to resonate with you as well. All right, let's get started. Libra, June 2017. And we always begin with your current state of mind or current position coming into the month. And you have the King of Cups. All right, so the King of Cups is all about being calm, being cool, being collected. So if you're dating, you're not taking anything too seriously. Maybe you've met one or two people and you are taking those relationships seriously, but you're not rushing in anything. You're just kind of letting things come as they go. You're not pushing anything. You're not trying to manipulate anybody or manipulate this situation. Now be careful with that, because the king has a tendency to try and manipulate things to go their way. So if you like somebody and you're feeling like they're not reciprocating the way you want, have a conversation. Don't try and manipulate it to go the way you want it to, and vice versa. Don't let anybody manipulate you into something if you're not feeling it or not comfortable with it. This is also about, you know, advice or counseling. So some of you may be seeking advice or counseling on issues in your life, maybe romantically, maybe you're not sure, maybe you've never been in a situation that you're in and you're kind of asking, you know, friends or family, or maybe even, you know, a therapist, what to do. You also might be the one giving advice. So maybe, you know, you have friends who are in situations and you're finding yourself giving a lot of love and relationship advice, because this card again is about listening and paying attention, and I think that's really important, Libra, because I think that if you're going to date and find somebody and have a relationship, you really have to listen. A lot of people listen to wait to speak instead of actually listen to what the person is saying. And so this is telling you to listen. So maybe you're missing out on something that's really good. Maybe you're not realizing somebody who's right in front of you. You know, and for anybody who's wondering about reconciling or wondering about their ex, it's the same type of thing. Just be cautious that there's no manipulation if they do come back to, you know, fruition. Maybe you're going to seek counseling, because again, this card is a counseling card. And if you're looking to reconcile, you have to do the same thing. You have to listen to each other, because if you don't, you're just going to argue or point fingers like you have in the past, and it's not going to get you anywhere. But for the month, Libra, you seem to be coming in kind of, you know, cool-headed and, you know, not feeling very, or not seeming very feisty. The next card you have is going to be any feelings or challenges. This is internal. This is how you're feeling. And you have the Six of Swords. So I just said you're not feeling very feisty, and that's actually not the case for some of you, because this is internal and this is external. So for people looking to reconcile, either you're wanting to run the opposite direction. Maybe you thought somebody was going to be good for you, you know, your ex-partner is going to be good for you, and they're just not, and so you're running. Or maybe you are going to counseling, but your instinct is to just go. Or maybe it's them. Maybe they're the ones who keep running. But this card symbolizes inside you're feeling like retreating. For people who are single, this is travel, and so this is, and retreat as well. So this tells me maybe some of you are going on like a dating cruise, or you're going on like, maybe you're in singles meetup groups and you're going to be traveling more this summer, or maybe you've met one or two people that are really significant to you that you think could be somebody special, and you're traveling together, or you're traveling to meet each other, etc. So for singles, this actually tells me that some of you just want to get out of Dodge. You just don't want to be where you're at. You want to take, a vacation, and kind of get out. It feels like you're almost like you're trapped where you are, and you're just feeling that angst inside that you want to, run, get out, see the world a little bit. And again, this could be with somebody, it could be to meet somebody, and it could just be that that's how you're feeling in general. Maybe the single life is not working for you right now, you're not feeling it, and you're like, oh, forget it, I need like a mini vacation. Again, for people looking to reconcile, this is more of abandonment or retreat. So either you're feeling like running, or maybe your partner, you're sensing that they're feeling like running. So let's see what the rest of the read says about that. The next card you have is always past, and this goes for anybody, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, whether you're, separated, and you have the Eight of Wands. So every month I pull the past card because it's important to remember things that may trigger how you're feeling now, or maybe personality traits that you're, kind of showing at the time. This month, something from your past that's important that may be affecting you this month. And this is force and quick action. So the 8 tells me that some of you were forced into a breakup. Maybe you were forced into a divorce. It came so fast you had no idea what hit you. And that's kind of, maybe that's feeding into how you're feeling right now, kind of go, need to get out of here, I don't want to be stuck. Some of you, maybe you're living in the same place that you were living with your ex, and you kind of want to get out, or maybe you're in the same city or same town. But this past tells me that there was movement. So either you moved or they moved, or, maybe, you didn't move quick enough. Although this card is quick action and force, maybe you missed out on something and you're wishing you hadn't. Maybe you're wishing you had made the move. But that, I feel like, is for very few of you. Most of you, I feel like, somebody came to you with divorce papers, or somebody came to you saying, I want to break up, and you had no idea. It was like whiplash. You didn't even know what was going on. And they kind of forced your hand at it. And now you're being the king who is calm, cool, and collected, because you don't want to rush into anything, because you don't want to end up falling for somebody, and getting hurt, and that person making all the decisions for you, or making you, basically directing the entire relationship without you having any say, and then boom, it's over, and you're going, what the heck just happened? The next card you have is going to be your most recent past. So the distant past is always over the past few, years, could be the past decade. The next card you have is the more recent past. So over the past maybe, month or two, past few weeks. And you have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is about, it's interesting, you're being very calm, cool, and collected, and it looks like the past few weeks you've been doing the same thing. This is all about seeking the truth, getting some clarity. So if you're dating, you're definitely, watching, listening, reading for red flags. Maybe your heart is going, oh my gosh, I really like this person, or I've met a few people I really like, but I'm not going to be too hasty. I'm not going to rush into anything. I want to learn as much as I can about them, because I really do like them, but I want to make sure that they're a good fit for me. And man, I get the feeling a lot of you are wondering about exes, because this card fits perfectly into seeking some sort of truth or clarity. So again, maybe you're meeting people and you really like people and you've moved on from the past, but maybe you haven't, and maybe you're still going, gosh, I can't move on because this movement that happened, this divorce, whatever, I can't move on until I get some sort of clarity as to what the heck happened. For most of you, I don't get the sense you want to reconcile with this past person, distant past person. I don't get the sense that you're wanting to get back together with them, but maybe they've come back. Maybe you share kids. Maybe, you've seen them around town, hence why you want to get the hell out of Dodge. But this tells me that you're wanting the truth. You want to know exactly what happened. You want answers. That's for people looking to reconcile. For people who are single, I think that you don't want this to happen to you again, and so you're wondering, you're seeking clarity on this person or these few people that you've met. But I get the feeling that you already know that there's something different, or you wouldn't be spending that much time getting to know them. You already know that they affect you a different way, that you care about them, because you would just be like, forget it, move on, I'll find something else. But the page tells me that you don't want to move on. You want to keep dating this person or a few people that you've met because there's some potential here. But you're just being, again, kind of collected, not rushing anything, not moving into anything. If you had it your way, you'd, go to the beach, take a vacation with that person, or, run and meet that person. Maybe they're far away. But you're trying to be as patient as you can is what it boils down to. The next card you have is in time over the next few months, and you have the Strength card. So, all right, the Strength card is all about patience. So some of you have to be patient for whatever reason. You are meeting people, you like people. If you're wondering about your ex, maybe you're being patient because you think that there's a possibility you're going to get back together. Some things just needed to clear, to clear the air, and now you're being patient because you believe in your heart that person's the right person for you. But for the majority of you, for singles, this is, that there's somebody amazing out there for you. And so you're kind of like, I'm going to just be patient with this situation. I'm going to take my time and get to know this person. I'm not going to rush into marriage or anything, but you really like this person. Or maybe there's a few people you like, but one or two in particular, because this is all about, control, self-control. And it seems like for some of you, Libra, it's been hard to have some self-control. You want to jump into their arms. You want to, hey, will you be my boyfriend or my girlfriend? And you're just going, nope, because I fell in love pretty quick. We rushed into things. Maybe I'm learning I didn't know this person as well as I thought. And now you're going, hey, I believe in myself and I believe in what I have to offer. And I think this one or two people could have something to offer as well. But I'm not. I'm going to do the right thing this time and make sure that we're spending enough time getting to know each other. But this tells me, Libra, there might be somebody pretty special that you're interested in, because you're showing a lot of self-control, but you're trying to get to know them. And it may just be some of you who are single and are doing online dating. You just have patience knowing, again, there's somebody out there for you. You believe it in your heart, but you're just playing the dating game, being patient. All right, the next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks, and you have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is planning, looking forward, making goals, looking into the future. So the next few weeks, you're going to be making some plans. So if you're single and you've met a few people, I think you're going to come down to, hey, will you be my boyfriend, girlfriend type thing. I know that sounds like high school to me too, but whatever. I don't know how else to say it. You're going to be wanting that commitment, and you're going to be planning it. Some of you are going to be planning something pretty maybe spectacular. Maybe you are going to visit or going out of town with one of these people, and you're excited. If you're planning a vacation together, it's going to be like what's going to make or break whether you guys should really commit and go further. This could just be that you're single and you are going on like a singles cruise, or you're going with a bunch of guy friends or a bunch of girlfriends out, on a nice vacation, and you're single and ready to mingle, and then you'll come back to the, everyday dating online or however you're doing it. Again, this is goals. So this tells me a lot of you, if you haven't met a few people or one person that you're kind of dating, then it tells me you have the patience, but you have goals. So you know what you're looking for, and you're not going to settle. And I told Cancer the same thing too. It's super important that we stop settling, because all these divorces and all this stuff, I firmly believe that sometimes we see the red flags or we feel it and we're just too afraid to say no, or we're just too afraid to hurt somebody else's feelings. So instead, we live in misery. And I feel like Libra, you're going for gold, and maybe you found it and maybe you haven't yet, but it's out there for you. If you're looking to reconcile, this is also about looking forward and into the future. So this tells me that either you have the patience to wait for this partner, so that's telling me that maybe there's been some things that have gotten in the way. Maybe you're doing the counseling and you're being patient, but you're looking forward into the future and planning. So if you're reconciling, or if that's something you're looking into, there's a good possibility you guys will be planning steps to reconcile and to commit to getting back together in the future. The next card you have is your future external factors. So anything that can tangibly affect you. And you have the 8 of coins. So that tells me that, your external factor is work. So you're working. Again, could be planning this retreat or vacation. You definitely have your head in business. It's not that you're not having fun and you're not dating, but you're focused on making some money. Maybe, again, you're interested in developing a relationship with somebody you're dating, or that eventually you're going to find somebody and you want to make sure your ducks are in a row because, you've got to put out in the universe what you're looking for. So if you put out in the universe that, hey, I, have never had a job, I live with my parents, and hey, if that's for you, I am not putting you down, but that means you'd have to find somebody who wants to live in your mom and dad's basement, or whatever the case may be. And I know plenty of people who do it and they're fine with it, and if that's your thing, go for it. But I guess my point is, whatever you're looking for, you have to be that person too, and that's what I see you kind of ramping up to be, like, to provide, but not financially or whatnot, just to provide stability, make somebody feel secure when you're with them, that, your life isn't chaotic. You just kind of want to get your priorities straight. And if you are looking to reconcile, it seems like the same thing. Maybe your head is in work. You're going to be focused a lot on that. And again, making things better, whatever it is that you guys are figuring out, and you're having to listen and you guys are seeking clarity and whatnot. In the meantime, you're focusing more on taking care of business than you are dating other people. Because for some of you, I get the sense you really do want to get back together with this person. There's nothing, I feel like you're trapped. Like there's nothing else you can do right this second. You just have to wait. So again, it could be maybe they had things going on in their life. Maybe they were going through a divorce and they weren't fully divorced, and that kind of ruined where you guys could go. And so you just said, no, you know what? When you get that taken care of, when you get all that drama and whatnot taken care of, I'll be right here. And, maybe that's what you had to do. Maybe there were custody battles or whatever the case may be, and you'll get back together, and it's not a lack of love. It was just not the right time. The next card you have is your internal factors. So how you're going to be feeling throughout the month internally. And you have the 7 of coins. So again, this is about risk reward. So some of you really have met somebody special, or you've met a few people and you're weighing things out. You're just kind of going, okay, maybe you have to make big changes. Maybe this requires some very, very big changes. Again, maybe with this, retreat or traveling, maybe you've met somebody overseas or something and you have to travel, or maybe you guys are 2 or 3 hours away, and it's going to come to the point where it's like, okay, we want to be together, so one of us is going to have to make a move, or maybe you'll make a move to meet in the middle. You never know. But the 7 definitely talks about assessing the situation and making choices. It's all about choices. And this is 2 vines that are growing separately, but they're growing congruently, and, eventually will climb up the lattice together. So I definitely think you're making a choice. Maybe you're narrowing it down to one person, maybe 2 people. I don't know, Libra, I think you have your eye on somebody. But the 7 of coins is definitely about assessing what you're doing right now. And for people looking to reconcile, it's all about that as well. You're assessing the situation. You're looking at the risk reward. If we get back together, is this going to happen again? Whatever it was, I don't feel like it's infidelity or anything like that, but I do feel like something was interfering with your life. Maybe it was even somebody's family. Maybe your kids didn't like each other. Maybe your kids didn't like them. Their kids didn't like you. Maybe again, it was ex drama, baby mama, baby daddy drama, whatever. And you're kind of going, I love this person, but if we get back together, we going down the same road again. You're kind of weighing out your choices and deciding, what's going to pay off in the end. That's going to be the healthiest for both of you. The last 2 cards you have are going to be your hopes and fears for, the remainder of the month and your outcome. So your hopes and fears are the 8 of Swords, Libra. That's all about you holding yourself back. And your outcome is the 6 of Coins. So let's start. The 8 of Swords. This is you holding yourself back. This hand is your hand holding you back from what you want. This is about self-imprisonment. This is about you trying to control a situation that you can't control. This is about destiny or the universe pointing you in one situation. You go, no, I can't do this. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm feeling some doubt about it. I'm feeling self-doubt. Would I be good enough for this other person? Are they good enough for me? But the 8 focuses on you. So this isn't anybody holding you back from the situation. This is you holding yourself back. So if you are dating and you're contemplating, maybe you're listening so hard and you're thinking about things so hard because you're picking. Maybe you're looking at the person, I don't know. And you're trying to have too much control of the situation instead of letting it flow freely. So if your heart says one thing, you may need to follow your heart instead of your head in certain aspects. I mean, your instincts should tell you. Libras have great instincts, so your instinct should tell you, right off the bat, if this is going to be healthy for you or good for you. And I think a lot of you know, but again, you don't want your heart broken. If something tells me you rushed into something or whatever the case may be, and you're just saying, okay, I don't want to be in that situation again. And some of you are having self-doubt on whether you're good enough for this person or whether you could be good enough for another person. If you're dating, somebody now, you're still not sure fully if maybe that's why you're working so hard. And if you're not dating anybody right now, part of the reason you may not have met somebody special is because you are holding yourself back from diving in. You're holding yourself back. You're getting your feet wet, but you're not, submerging yourself. And that's what you really need to do, is get out there and go for it. If you're looking to reconcile, it could be that you're holding yourself back from that too because you don't trust them. Again, I don't think it's infidelity or anything. You just feel like they made you feel like you were secure, and they made you feel like they were ready and they had all their ducks in a row, and they just didn't. And now you're doubting whether this is a good situation. But you don't want to repeat anything, but you can't control it. Again, you're trying to control a situation that you can't. For both singles and anybody looking to reconcile, I get the sense that you're trying to make things happen, and sometimes you just have to say, all right, universe, or God, or whoever you believe in, you just have to say, all right, you're making the calls, and I'll let it go. Some of you already know what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be going and getting it, whatever it is to you, however that resonates with you. I just keep getting feeling this, go get it, just get it. I don't know why you're not getting it, because you're going to lose it if you don't get it. And hopefully that makes sense to some of you. The last card, like I said, is the outcome, and you have the 6 of Coins. So the 6 of Coins is contentedness. So this tells me that you are going to go get it. You are going to get what you want. May take a little time. Again, your distant future is all about having patience. So it may not end in June. This is the outcome of June. It's all about generosity as well. So some of you are going to feel the need to be more generous, and maybe more generous with yourself. Again, like I said, you're holding yourself back, and now by the end of June, you're going to be going, all right, I'm going to get it. And you're going to just, give yourself freely to whoever this person is, or maybe, again, give yourself out there to the dating world and stop trying to control the outcome by only giving little parts of yourself. This could be generosity, maybe you're doing charity, etc. For anybody looking to reconcile, it's going to be maybe you're having a more generous heart towards the other person, because again, I feel like you're saying, well, I really gave them my all, and I really opened up to them, and I gave them my heart, so to speak, and they really let me down, and I just don't know if I can do it. But at the end of the month, you're going to be feeling generous. And this is also about, spreading that generosity. So for singles too, this is going to be contentedness, and for anybody looking to reconcile, the outcome of the 6 is being content. So whatever you want, you're going to be able to get it. It may not be exactly what you want by the end of June. It may not be madly in love, moving in together, but it's definitely going to be something that you're happy with and you're going to feel good about. So overall, I'm feeling very stable with this reading. I get this very stable from this king. I just do, that you're just going to kind of go with it and, and watch this. Don't, if you know something's right for you, don't hold yourself back. Be cautious, but don't hold yourself back. All right, Libra, have a great month. See you in July.